was asking if him had an affiliation with PRE or CMG. Nobody really knows. Okay, that's fine. Let's take them in reverse just because that's kind of how I looked at them. Ms. Taylor, what's the argument again for the court to allow in the CDRs for Harry Lockhart, also known as Steve?
You're right. He was referenced in, well, his name was brought up as having communication with one of the co-conspirators in
Which one?
Justin Johnson.
His name was brought up in text messages or?
No, his name was brought up in Browning's testimony on yesterday.
Okay, as what? I mean,
as having, this was on July 27th. It was in reference to Justin texting him about talking to Juppy. It's also, I believe, relevant as to the text messages that defense has brought in referencing his name. They indicated that Justin was doing, Joshua Taylor, Harry Lockhart, all the names are starting to get confusing. Harry Lockhart was talking or was referenced in some of Justin's text messages in regards to maybe Justin doing the outside thing, outside of the conspiracy.
and you said specifically on July 27th?
Yes,
as we were going through text messages on yesterday?
No, he was brought up in Browning's testimony.
Right.
In regards to July 27th.
So what I'm saying is that did we not see text messages yesterday from July 27th?
Just from Justin Johnson.
Well, that's what we're talking about. We're talking about Justin Johnson's communications with Harry Lockhart.
On yesterday is how Harry Lockhart became relevant. And it's also referenced in Justin Johnson's text message to, I think, another individual.
About Harry Lockhart. Okay, so my question to you is that when Sergeant Browning was testifying yesterday going through his PowerPoint, was Harry Lockhart mentioned on the 27th Did you,
Yes.
because you referenced the 26th,
Yes.
that's what I'm saying.
Yes.
And you think it's relevant now, because I'm sure that's what your argument is going to be. I didn't necessarily get that from you. Is your argument that it's not relevant?
Yes, Your Honor, just like yesterday, it's just a passing reference in the text. There's no communication that we introduced to
Right.
him, and you suppressed that yesterday because that's the
Well,
whole point.
I got that, and I agree with what I just read, that it is just passing here. Ms. Taylor just brought up another argument, but that it was brought up in Sergeant Brown's testimony yesterday, that there were conversations, on text message, from Justin Johnson to Harry Lockhart, that she says is relevant because Harry Lockhart's name came up yesterday.
Right, it was on direct. They brought it up. It just happens to be a passing thing on cross that we're doing a text message. You can white it out for all I care. I didn't need his name in there. I'm just giving you the text message because Justin Johnson was talking with somebody else and he says, oh, Ham's there too. That's essentially all that is to it. It wasn't relevant and direct when they talked about it yesterday. We didn't bring it up. We didn't emphasize it. We didn't do anything. I don't even know what Ham has to do with the price of tea and check.
But it's now in the text messages that you've entered.
His name,
That's
but
to
they
say
entered,
that you've highlighted some text messages, okay?
Right.
That says that you're making the argument that Justin Johnson was having individual conversations outside of Govan, Mr. Govan, about other issues, about
I'm not,
whatever they were talking about.
I'm not highlighting it.
No,
On direct.
you're highlighting,
Well, it's in there, but
Yeah.
on direct, they brought it up, that Justin
and
Johnson.
I understand, but you've now highlighted it, and so, Ms. Taylor, what's your response that it's not relevant here, that it can be whited out as far as he's concerned?
Well, now they want it whited out. They didn't do that yesterday and they could have done that then. But also, Your Honor, I would, further state that there are communications between Mr. Govan and Mr. Lockhart during the time of this conspiracy, which I think is relevant. And if they're gonna bring it up that Justin, may have been doing some outside things, it's important for the jury to also know that Mr. Lockhart had communications with Mr. Govan.
Judge, they brought up the communication between Justin Johnson and him. They brought it up in their text message. It was already there. So when I'm crossing in with some of these other text messages, that guy's name is referenced. We didn't bring any other specific text messages between Ham and Justin Johnson. They brought it up. It wasn't relevant to them yesterday when they went through a very lengthy direct examination. It's one of their slides out there that says Justin Johnson talked to Ham. They brought it up. I didn't even ask the name Ham. I just read the text message like you instructed me to do. And we admitted this stuff. It has nothing to do with anything as far as that goes. They brought it up. And I'm just responding to that. It wasn't relevant in direct examination, but now it's relevant.
What's your
I mean,
response?
I reiterated that, the call records aren't coming in through another witness. These are self-authenticating documents that I feel are relevant to this trial, specifically to Mr. Govan. If their argument is gonna be, which they asserted several times yesterday, that Justin Johnson was going outside this and he was talking about Ham and referencing Ham and sending information about Juke to Ham, it's also relevant that Ham or Mr. Lockhart has communications with Govan. It's not outside of the scope of the conspiracy.
Your Honor, they're conflating the issues. They brought up the fact that Justin Johnson was talking to Ham on direct examination outside the scope of the conspiracy. My text messages don't have any communication with Ham. It's through somebody else. If they want to bring in the TZ stuff, I agree. I put in a text between Justin Johnson and TZ. Got it. It's the same argument we went through yesterday on chat. They brought up the text. Now she's making it seem like we somehow manufactured something out there. They brought up the text. Indirect, that Ham communicated with Justin Johnson.
And I was under the impression that Ham was mentioned, and I'm looking at exhibit 26, that Ham was mentioned in this text message from Justin Johnson to teasing Joshua Taylor. I'm going to exclude that one. As to Harry Lockhart, also known as Ham. You cannot use those.
We have no objection to the teasing one, Your Honor, based on my argument.
All right. So you can use the teasing Joshua Taylor CDR.
Thank you.
Anything else?
Not unless you go there.
Say it again.
Nothing for Mr. Govan.
I'm sorry, you want to do that. All right, we ready to bring in the jury?
Yes, Your Honor.
Is your medical examiner here?
Yes, sure.
I want to put her on.
Well, I will just say, I have no further questions for Sergeant Brown.
Okay,
I don't know if he's here.
yeah, he can be released and then bring in the medical examiner. And we'll just let the jury know that he's been released.
And the CDR with the self-authenticated document will be active.
Okay, we'll put that, let's get the medical examiner on here and then we'll put that in.
Just can I show this to the trash? Sure.
Yes. And you don't have that motion to do that.
Okay, well, I didn't, sometimes I've got in there,
She probably got trash can over there too.
I've got a lot of ladies.
So, yeah, that's probably a lot, so.
I got you. You're on the leaves, not off the phone.
Ready, y'all?
Yes.
Jury's not in.
Good morning.
Morning.
Before we call our next witness, you should know that Sergeant Browning was excused, yesterday without any further questions. Call your next witness.
The state calls Dr. Juliet Spindleberry.
Stand right here, ma'am. Face you on and raise your right hand, please.
Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth?
I do.
Have a seat. Thank you for your presence this morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Could you state and spell your name for the record?
My name is Dr. Juliet Scantlebury, Juliette, Scantlebury, Scantlebury.
And where are you employed?
At University of Tennessee, at a West Tennessee Regional Forensic Center.
And what's your position?
I'm an assistant medical examiner,
How long have you been in that position?
6 years.
And what does your job consist of?
My job consists of performing medical legal autopsies to determine cause and manner of death in certain cases in this jurisdiction.
I want to talk a little bit about your background. Could you tell the jury about your education?
Yes. So I completed a Bachelor of Science in Biology at Howard University. Then I completed my medical degree at Howard University College of Medicine. My anatomic and clinical pathology residency was at Washington University in St. Louis. And then my last training was in forensic pathology fellowship at St. Louis University.
And are you board certified?
I am.
And are you a licensed physician in Tennessee?
I am.
And could you tell the jury what is forensic pathology?
So forensic pathology is a specialized branch of medicine that examines deceased persons to determine the cause and manner of death in a medical legal approach.
So what does a forensic pathologist do?
So a forensic pathologist performs autopsies based on the jurisdiction that they're working in to determine the cause and manner of death for certain types of cases that are under our purview.
And what exactly is an autopsy?
So an autopsy is an extensive examination of a deceased person, have an external examination and an internal examination of the body. So you look at everything from hair color, eye color, their body habitus, see if they have any scars, tattoos, that's external examination. And then the internal examination, depending on the level of autopsy, we'll look at all body cavities, we'll weigh all organs, we'll see if there's any fluid or any evidence of disease in any organs. And we also went ahead and look at the brain and we take certain fluids to be able to test to determine by toxicology or histology to determine, and with all of that together, we determine what most likely caused the death for a person if we do an autopsy.
So Dr. Scantlebury, are there different stages of an autopsy?
Yes.
And what are those stages?
Okay. Autopsy itself is looking at the body, but it starts from the investigation. So an investigator will give us the information, and the information we get from the investigator determine what type of autopsy we need to do. And if there's determined at a full autopsy needs to be performed, we might need x-rays, we do that first. Someone will help take all the clothing off, if there are any, take necessary pictures, necessary measurements of the body, the height, weight, and any other identifying characteristics on the body. And then move on to the internal part, and that's where we'll make an incision to open up the body cavity to see the internal cavity and see
all the organs and any changes that might have happened that might be related to death or otherwise.
And have you performed an autopsy before?
I have.
About how many would you say?
Over 2,000, I stopped counting after that.
So could you explain to the jury, what does cause of death mean?
So cause of death is the immediate reason that led to a person's death. So it may have different ways of saying, so if it's natural, it would be what medical disease led to the person's death, or if there's any kind of injury that caused the person to no longer be alive.
And is that different from manner of death?
Yes.
How is it different?
So manner of death is the classification of that type of death it was. So it will be how you would want to classify the death. So there are 5 manners of death in this jurisdiction. It may vary in places, but here there's natural, accident, suicide, homicide, and undetermined.
And have you ever testified about your findings from an autopsy you did?
Yes.
And have you ever been qualified as an expert witness in the area of forensic pathology?
I have.
And have you been qualified in the courts of this county and other counties?
I have.
Where have you been qualified before?
Illinois, Missouri, and Tennessee.
Your Honor, I tendered Dr. Scantleberry as an expert in forensic pathology and asked that she be allowed to state her opinions as to a reasonable degree of certainty, medical certainty.
No objection.
The court will, find that Dr. Scantleberry, is an expert in the area of forensic pathology, therefore she can testify as to how the manner of death can give her opinions as to that matter.
Thank you. Dr. Scantleberry, I want to ask you about a specific autopsy. Did you perform an autopsy for an Adolph Thorne Jr.?
I did.
And do you recall when this autopsy was performed?
Yes.
When was it performed?
November 18th, 2021.
Okay. And during the course of conducting this autopsy, did you also take pictures of Mr. Thorne's body?
Pictures were taken.
No objection, David.
Okay. I'm passing you a few of the pictures from this autopsy. Dr. Scantleberry, do you recognize the photographs we just handed you?
I do.
Okay. And do they accurately depict the victim and the evidence during the autopsy?
They do.
Your Honor, I would like to have these photos of the autopsy entered into evidence and marked as the next number exhibit.
Well, she needs to testify about what they are.
If we could enter them as a collective exhibit,
Well, that's fine, but she still, for the record, we need to know what they are. She needs to testify to each of them individually.
okay.
I mean, you don't have to publish them, that makes me no difference, but she needs to tell us what each one of them is.
Dr. Scantleberry, if you would look at that first picture, what is shown in that first picture?
So this first picture shows the Mr. Thornton on the right side of his body, but some of his head and his right shoulder, and it shows some gunshot wounds of his right jaw, right neck, and right shoulder.
And what about the second picture?
This is a shot of his right upper extremity of gunshot wounds of the right forearm, so here and here.
And what about the third picture?
This is another shot of the right side of his body, mostly with the right arm, and it shows his right hand, and there's a gunshot wound of his right wrist, and it shows another gunshot wound of his right forearm.
And as to the fourth picture?
This shows some other gunshot wounds of his left upper extremity.
And the fifth picture?
So this picture shows the back of Mr. Thornton's body, and you can see both arms and his back, and you can see the majority of the gunshot wounds of the back, and you can also see some gunshot wounds of his upper extremities.
And the sixth picture?
This is another picture showing the same thing, but it was taken from the left side of the body, showing gunshot wounds of the back and upper extremities.
And the seventh picture?
This is a closer view of the gunshot wounds of the back from the left side of the body.
And the eighth picture?
This is an overall view of the bullet fragments that were recovered from the right jaw from Mr. Thornton.
And the ninth picture,
These are bullet fragments from the torso from Mr. Thornton, pictures of bullet fragments.
and the 10th photo,
This is a remote, show the picture of the remote bullet from the left thigh.
and the 11th,
This is a remote bullet from the right lobe of the liver.
and the 12th,
This is a bullet core fragment from the right chest.
the 13th,
This is a bullet from the lower mid back.
the 14th,
And this is a remote bullet from the right buttock.
Your Honor, we'd like to have these photos of the autopsy entered as a collective exhibit.
No objection to any of that.
We're gonna make this a collective exhibit. Fourteen pages. The first 7 pages are multiple pictures of Mr. Thornton's body with multiple gunshot wounds. The next 7 are pictures of the fragments that were removed from different parts of his body. We'll mark this as collective exhibit 31.
Thank you. And we have permission to publish?
Yes.
Dr. Scantleberry, we're gonna start with the first photo that you viewed. Could you tell us what is seen in this photo?
So in this photo, you can see the right side of Mr. Thornton's body. That rectangular object is the case placard with the case number associated with this case. It can be seen. This will help you attach that photo to that particular case. And it can also use a scale for the wounds or anything you need to measure on the body. So on the right side of the body, you see those defects in his right jaw and right neck. Those are gunshot wounds of his right neck and right jaw. And then there's some gunshot related injuries of the right shoulder.
Did you have any specific findings as to this injury?
Yes.
What were those findings?
So the injuries of the right jaw and the right neck cause injury to the tongue and skeletal muscle and the right mandible, which is the lower part of your jaw. Those were injured.
Moving on to the second photo that you viewed. What is shown in this photo?
This is the photo of his right arm. So to the right of the image, that is his right arm. And most of what you can see is right forearm. And this is the front side of it, the anterior portion. You can see those 2 large defects are gunshot wounds.
Were there exit wounds on this part of his body?
Not that one. Those are kind of graze or tangential wounds.
Got it. Moving on to the third picture. And what is shown? I'm sorry. What is shown in this picture?
This is a photo of the right side of the body, and you can see a gunshot wound in the right wrist. And another defect a little earlier, smaller defect.
Moving on to the fourth picture. Could you tell the jury what we see in this photo?
So this is a photo of Mr. Thornton's left forearm, and it shows a gunshot wound and some gunshot related injuries of the left forearm.
Moving on to the fifth photo. What do we see in this photo?
So this is the backward view of Mr. Thornton. His head is to the right and his feet are to the left of the photo. And you can see his arms, you can see some of the same gunshot wounds you saw in previous photos, but on the back view, you can see the overall view of the gunshot wounds of the back.
Okay. And moving on to the sixth photo.
This is similar, but from the left approach of the body, you can see its overall view of the gunshot wounds of the left, of the back.
And the seventh photo that you do?
This is a closer view of the gunshot wounds of the back from the left side of the body.
Okay. So in total, how many gunshot entrance wounds were there on Mr. Thornton?
Definitive gunshot entrance wounds, 20.
And were there any exit wounds?
Definitive exits, 4.
Okay. And moving on to the eighth photo. What do we see in this photo?
So these are bullet fragments of the right jaw. These are all the larger fragments that were able to be recovered from those wounds that you saw in the right neck and jaw.
And that was from the first photo that we viewed?
Yes.
Okay. The ninth photo?
These are fragments recovered from the torso.
Okay. And the 10th?
This is a remote bullet from the left thigh.
All right, and the 11th photo?
This is a remote bullet from the right lobe of the liver.
Okay. And the 12th photo?
This is a bullet core fragment recovered from the right chest.
And the 13th photo?
This is a bullet from the lower mid back.
And the 14th photo, what do we see here?
This is the underside of a bullet base that was remote, that was recovered from the right buttock.
Can you describe to the jury, what is a remote bullet?
So remote is people use different words you can say remote or old, but I choose to use remote. Remote means it's a bullet that is related to a previous injury, a previous shooting, not the shooting that led to their death in this case. It's happened before.
Okay. And how many, or do you recall how many remote bullets you might have found?
There were 3.
So, Dr. Scantlebury, within a reasonable degree of medical certainty, did you render an opinion as to Mr. Thornton's cause of death?
I did.
And what was that opinion?
Gunshot wounds of the head, neck, and torso.
And did you render an opinion as to the manner of death?
I did.
And what was that opinion?
Homicide.
Your Honor, I will pass the witness.
No questions, Your Honor. Thank you, Dr. Scantlebury.
Thank you, Dr. Call your next witness.
Your Honor, that is the state's proof, with the exception of the,
Go ahead and read that.
Is it something that you wanted us to read into evidence? This was just a stipulation.
Oh, that wasn't a stipulation.
No, it was.
Your Honor, I'll stipulate to the phone record. It's no problem.
Did we already put it in the evidence?
No,
We
no.
talked about it. We had it in the evidence. So ladies and gentlemen, when you go back to deliberate, you will have everything that's been entered as an exhibit. There are at least 2 documents or 2 exhibits that you haven't necessarily heard specific proof about. They are called, what you might have heard is CDRs, called detail records. The law will allow certain records to be entered into evidence without testimony about them. And so that's what Ms. Taylor is getting ready to enter into evidence now. It's been refined by the state, and there was one that was entered yesterday also. So you'll have a few things that you can review, but you haven't necessarily heard testimony about.
Attached is the self-authenticating document and the flash.
This is, self-authenticating document for phone number 901-283-3878. From a Joe Rico. It has Joshua Taylor's name on the outside of the envelope, and it has CDR. So these are the call records for one Joshua Taylor. Let's enter this as collective exhibit.
This one.
So Ms. Taylor, do you officially want to rest or
In front of that is the state's proof.
thank you? Ladies and gentlemen, we need to take a brief break. We're coming back in just a few minutes. You haven't heard all the proof. We'll continue to do what I know you've been doing, which is not talking about this case. Give us a few minutes. We got a few legal things to take care of. We'll call you back in just a few minutes. Mr. Roy, you have a motion?
Yes, Your Honor, I was moving for a directed verdict, understanding that Mr. Cornelius has given some statements about it, that he was ordered to do it. I don't know if that rises to the level of a conspiracy or agreement amongst the parties. It was very inconsistent as far as that goes. Secondly, there's been no mention of how Justin Johnson is part of the conspiracy at all whatsoever. I understand it only takes two to tango, but I just don't see where the proof adds up to the conspiracy, and certainly not the first degree murder charge in count two, based on the evidence that you've got.
Ms. Myers, Mr. Williams, excuse me.
Your Honor, the court is to view the evidence in the light most favorable to the state. We've heard testimony from Ms. Thornton that Mr. Thornton, the victim, was alive, is no longer alive. We heard testimony from Dr. Juliet Skittleberry, who testified as to the cause and the manner of death, which is homicide. We also heard from a few other witnesses, like Renee Smith and Angela Arnold, stating that Hernandez Govan is the one that told Smith about this hit on Mr. Thornton and told him about the price. So all that to say, Your Honor, and also, Your Honor, that Justin Johnson was involved and was a part of it. So all that to say, the state would argue that there is enough for a reasonable jury to conclude guilt.
And Your Honor, I have no quibble, of course, he was alive and he's since passed. You've heard proof that they didn't communicate for 2 weeks, at least with Justin Johnson, at least 2+ days, on the phone calls that the government submitted yesterday. Cornelius Smith, supposed last phone call was on the 15th of November, 2 days prior to the murder. It was for 0 seconds, and then there was that code 11 that Garner talked about, might have been voicemail, that was 40 seconds. We know for a fact that he didn't talk to Justin Johnson based on the phone records for at least 2 weeks prior to the shooting. You're being asked to make a lot of supposition here based on what Cornelius Smith said. Cornelius Smith also said there was no plan. He got a call that morning, they got there, and they were just riding around doing whatever. Now, the fact that somebody 3 to 4 months prior to that fact said to you there may be a price on somebody's head, and was it Justin Johnson? I'm sorry, was it Govan or was it Joe? You've heard both things from the same witnesses have said it both ways in uncontroverted evidence. And so I'm not sure, how do you have a plan when I say, hey, there's a hit on these people? Some point in the future, they killed them, now I'm on the hook for it. I just don't see how that makes a conspiracy. Generally, there's been meeting in minds as to how, who, what, when, where. Nothing happened. It was just a generic, if you believe police. 4 months prior to the shooting, there's a generic statement that, hey, there's a hit on these guys, you can get paid.
Anything else? In the light most favorable to the state, the court has heard from different witnesses. There has been some conflicting testimony. However, the court thinks that the state has made a prima facie case for both conspiracy to commit first-degree murder and first-degree murder, and it's a jury question. So I'm gonna deny your motion. Are you ready to present proof?
I just have a couple minutes to see who's here. I told them 10:30, so I didn't know if.
Let's stay in a brief recess.
Or stands in a brief recess.
Yeah, let's go back on the record.
Court's back in session.
Bring the jury back in.
Ready on it?
Yeah.
All right, jury's out of order.
Okay, are you ready?
Lieutenant Coburn, the state attorney.
Stand right here, sir. Raise your right hand facing the other.
Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth?
Yes, ma'am.
See, question this, please.
All right, could you please tell us your full name, spell out your first and last name, please?
Michael Coburn, MichaelCobur.
And I see the lieutenant bars in your uniform. Could you tell this jury where you work
I'm currently assigned as a supervisor to crime scene
and with what department?
with the Memphis Police Department.
And how long have you been a police officer?
Almost 28 years,
And how long have you been doing crime scene analysis, I guess?
about 15 years.
Have you been qualified as an expert in crime scene analysis in the past by the state?
I have,
And you testified as an expert?
yes,
Have you testified in Shelby County as an expert?
yes,
And crime scene analysis meaning you look for blood, evidence in cars, houses, stuff like that?
yes,
And that's what you've been qualified on behalf by the state in many cases in the past?
yes.
Your Honor, I'll move to have Lieutenant Coburn admitted as an expert in crime scene investigation.
Are you Williams, any objection?
No, Your
All right, qualify Lieutenant Michael Coburn as an expert in crime scene analysis.
Yes, sir. Yes, Your Honor. Back in 2021, I think you were a sergeant based on your reports, is that correct?
I was assigned to homicide.
And were you doing crime scene with homicide back in 2021?
I was,
Did you happen to work on the crime scene analysis for the murder case of Adolph Thornton?
for vehicles, yes,
Okay. And did you specifically process a Mercedes-Benz vehicle in that case?
I did,
And was that car recovered, and I guess you looked at it on November 20th of 2021, is that correct?
yes,
Okay. I'm going to show you a few photos that have previously been marked into evidence and just make sure that's the same car, okay? My other lawyer, Robert, will do that. We're going to put in Exhibit 11 that's previously been marked and entered. I know it's a little bit of a distance shot. Does that look like a Mercedes that you processed?
yes.
Next, please. Exhibit 12, it'll be 12, 13, and 14. I just want to get the jury acclimated to the car. Close-up view of the car,
Yes, sir,
same license plate, everything that you processed.
it is.
Okay.
13.
Yes, I said we're going to do 13 and 14. Just the front view of the same car.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Same thing?
Yes.
And then where do you process the car?
At Force Farm, I think it's a warehouse.
If you're on a mobile device, please double tap the
With regards to
screen and hit the
processing
like
car,
for me,
can you tell me
please.
through what
That's all I want. Just hit the like.
But primarily, we document evidence, collect evidence. When we process it, we usually process for prints, touch DNA, and just evidence like clothing or something, anything the investigator is looking for.
You also look for blood.
Yes,
You also look for evidence of somebody trying to clean up the crime scene.
sure.
So with regards to this Mercedes, I think they used to call it luminol, and that's what you hear on TV, but it's Blue Star now. Right?
If
That's
you're
what
not
used
on
to
a
look
mobile
for
app,
trace
hit the
evidence.
three
Use
dots
Blue
to
Star
the
for
top
some
right hand of the
crossfires,
screen
more darkness.
and hit the thumbs up for me. Hit the like.
And Blue
Double
Star
tap the
was
screen and hit the three dots
All right,
and hit the
so
like. If you can share it
without getting
out.
into the
But
nuts and
most
bolts, you
importantly,
process
hit
this
the
car
like.
with Blue Star.
Correct.
And if I were to tell you that a witness has said that he took a towel, put a bunch of bleach on it, and wiped the car down, is there any evidence of that in this case?
No.
And you would see that with the luminol, that there's bleach and things like that, where somebody's trying to clear a crime scene.
Yes, sir.
Okay, because otherwise people could get away with anything.
Correct.
Did not happen with regards to this car.
No, sir.
So if I said under oath, I got bleach, put it on a towel, wipe that car down, complete lie.
Yes.
Thank you. No more questions.
Thank you to the 4 people that hit the like. The rest of y'all hard-headed motherfuckers, go to hell. Hit the like. It don't cost you nothing. You're in here watching, double tap your screen or hit the 3 dots and hit the like. I'm bringing you this shit. Well, I would say commercial free, but I got my ads running. But y'all ain't got to wait them 20 minutes and shit in between the breaks. And if I do happen to, like, if I skip forward past lunch and they still on lunch, I'm going to play Dolph music till they come back. So you ain't going to get no dead air over here other than when they just taking their time in the courtroom to talk. But hit the like, you hard-headed niggas. I know it ain't nothing but niggas in here. Y'all hard-headed. That's why the likes didn't only go by 4. And I'm trying to keep from talking, but y'all won't hit the light.
Sergeant Colburn?
Lieutenant.
Lieutenant Colburn, I'm
Yes,
very sorry.
That's all.
Lieutenant Colburn, you processed the white Mercedes, is that correct?
Correct.
You found several prints outside of the car, is that correct?
I did.
You didn't find any prints on the front passenger outside of the vehicle, is that correct?
I'd have to look at the summary of it.
Just one second. Let me ask you also, did you process the inside of the vehicle?
I did.
Did you find any prints of value inside of the vehicle?
I couldn't say without looking at the narrative. No, there's a lot of print cards.
What'd you say?
There's a lot of print cards that I looked at.
Oh.
That's what we put the prints on.
No further questions.
No more questions.
Thank you, Dennis. Call your next witness.
Call Miss Vivian Ferguson, Your Honor. She may need some help getting up this steps.
Raise your right hand. Face your honor.
Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth?
Yes.
Have a seat, ma'am. Watch your step.
Good morning, Ms. Ferguson. Would you tell the jury your name and could you spell it for me?
My name is Vivian Banks Ferguson.
And could you spell that just so the court reporter needs to get it right?
Which one?
Your first name, middle name, and last
Vivian.
name.
Capital V-I-V-I-A-N. B as in boy, A-N-K-S, Banks. Ferguson, capital F-E-R-G-U-S-O-N.
And Ms. Ferguson, how old are you?
80.
Okay, we're never supposed to ask that question, so I apologize. Do you live next to Cornelius Smith Sr.?
I live next to King Smith, his daddy.
Okay, so his daddy's King Smith lives next door to you, right? And you have to say yes or no, I'm sorry.
Yes,
And Cornelius Smith, that's somebody you know, right?
yes.
Could you tell the jurors how you know Mr. Cornelius Smith?
He's a young man that lived next door, and the only reason I had to came in contact with him, he always would do nice things for me. Like when I go shopping, he always would get my grocery out the car and bring it in the house for me. That was good for me because I was tired. So that's not only that, that's the only time that he come around. If I needed something done, I could ask him, and he would do it. And if he charged me, I would pay him, but he never charged me for anything. To me, he was a nice kid.
So, Ms. Ferguson, you and I talked at your house last week, just a few days ago, right? You'll have to say yes or no.
Yes,
All right. And I also asked you if Cornelius Smith said a few years ago that somebody came by your house to get you $500 for him. Would that be true or false?
that would not be true.
So if Mr. Cornelius Smith said under oath that, like, you're like a grandmother to him, right?
If that's what you want to say,
Okay, I'm just repeating what I've heard in court. So if he said that you got $500 for him to hold, never happened.
never happened.
Not yesterday, not 5 years ago, not 10 years ago.
Now, if somebody was gonna leave something for Cornelius at my house, they probably stuck it in my mailbox or something like that, but I haven't received any cash or any envelope for him.
So if somebody said you were specifically given $500, would be a lie.
Would be a lie.
And I'm really sorry to call you. I know the last time you came to court was talking about your son's murder, so I 100% apologize. I know you were very upset at that. So thank you for your honesty.
No cross, Your Honor.
Thank you, ma'am, for coming. You're free to go.
Okay.
I don't have any more witnesses, Judge. We're gonna wrap.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, we have come to that juncture where you have heard all of the proof, but there's still one more piece left that you don't have, and that is the law that you're going to get from me. So give us a few minutes, and we'll get back to you. So please don't discuss this yet, okay? Thank you.
Jurors excused.
Man, if that's all that nigga had, if that's all the defense had in terms of witnesses, this nigga is going to jail. Damn. That nigga asked 7 questions from the witnesses and then ended this shit. What the fuck? Okay, it doesn't look like they're gone too long. Apparently, he not gonna testify. Hit the like. See, through the magic of TV, you ain't see. Come on now, hit the like. That's all I want. Hit the like. Oh shit, he gonna testify on his own behalf. That typically never happens. I want to hear what this nigga got to say. It's finna get good. Of course, they ain't cut the mics on yet. I told y'all, Memphis don't give a fuck about y'all time. They will have y'all watching this nigga just sitting up there for 10 minutes. There's no reason they should have cut the camera on and then it took 15 minutes for the jury to come back in. This nigga just standing there at attention. It's a military return. But yeah, we don't give a fuck about y'all time. Just like y'all don't give a fuck about hitting the thumbs up, apparently. It is 76 of y'all in here, and I got 38 likes. Can we at least get to 50? I ain't gonna even be greedy. I don't want 100%. That this nigga done step down off the... what is going on? Can we at least get 50 likes, though? I don't got it. I don't have to be greedy and get 86. I just need 50. I shut the fuck up about the likes if we could get to 50. If you don't know how to hit the like, double tap your screen if you're on a mobile device like a cell phone or tablet. But if you're not on that and you want, well, fuck it, whatever. All of them shit's different, but you can double tap the screen to like, or you can hit the 3 dots in the upper right hand corner and hit the thumbs up. I ain't worried about the share. I want some like shout out. We at 42. Can we get 8 more? And I shut the fuck up about the likes. And I'm finna fast forward to where this nigga actually start talking. So y'all ain't just gotta watch this shit for 15 minutes. That's why y'all should hit the like. On the other channel, you gotta hear this shit.
That whereas there having been presented to me the Honorable Jennifer Johnson Mitchell, Judge of Division 10 of the Criminal Court of Tennessee, 30th Judicial District at Memphis for the purpose of trial, sound bites from police interviews with witnesses. The sound bites were stipulated by the Assistant District Attorney and Attorney for Defendant Hernandez, Govan, and shall be entered into the evidence by this agreement, signed by Assistant District Attorney and Attorney for Defendant. The sound bites are captured on a black zip drive in a brown envelope that I'm going to place on here. Police sound bites, police interview sound bites.
Yes, Your
Of Angela.
Y'all, please do not block Cassandra. Apparently, Cassandra thinks that we're she thinks that we're offended by being called the nigger word, like we ain't never heard this shit before. Man, we gonna ignore you and your fake ass racism because you over here watching niggers. You could be anywhere you want to be, but you over here watching niggers, and you can't even say niggers in the chat. You got to find different ways to code it. More than Kimas. But yeah, let her rock out and let her know that we don't give a fuck about this shit in 2025. You ain't gonna say it in our face. Whatever you are, you won't say it in a black person's face. You're safe in the chat, you little bitch, you little white bitch, you.
We'll mark this as exhibit, collective exhibit 33. Put that back here, because I need to keep this one. I'll just leave it right there. All right. Have you had an opportunity to look at the jury charge? All right. Well, you need to take a few minutes, because we're gonna charge this jury, looks like after lunch. That'll give us time to, you review it, and then we'll come back and talk about it on the record and make sure it includes everything.
I need 2 more likes, and I stop begging for them. 2 more likes. Thank you. Please.
I'll charge them after lunch, probably about 1:30.
And just to give you a heads up, the only thing I would ask is the accessory after the fact charge. That was the only thing I didn't see in there.
Okay.
It's 3.03.
As to vote,
Yes, sir.
okay. State, any objection to that?
No.
Okay. All right, well, I'll add that. I'm gonna go back and add the other expert. I just added the Scanoberry. I'm gonna add the guy who just testified. Add the stipulation. You know, look at it, tell me what else I've left out. Just look at it.
Yes, sir.
Look at it, let me know. Okay? We'll stay in recess.
What's in recess?
You said water back there?
No, not for y'all.
Okay.
I need to know, probably within the next 30 minutes or so, if you think the charge is complete. I need to know what you think about the charge.
I think we're all good except for what we just mentioned.
Okay. So you have reviewed it?
Yes, we reviewed it last night.
Oh, okay. But so, no, let's say 12 o'clock for lawyers. So we can make sure it looks like it should look. And then we'll, probably recess to 1:30. Because I think lunch is coming somewhere in that time period. Okay? Understand? Tell me what it was that you said needed to be added or removed. I think I did it already. didn't I?
Accessory after the fact.
Oh, right. So I'm adding,
Yes, sir.
the state didn't have a.
We need 1 more like. I would love more than 1 like, but I said I would stop asking at the 50 mark. See, I just saved y'all an hour of bullshit. We 13 minutes behind, and I'm sure they're gonna take another break, so we're gonna end up getting caught up.
Adding those.
And anytime they go on break after that, I'll be playing Young Dolph in the interim to entertain us. Can I get 1 more like? Double tap the screen or hit the 3 buttons, the 3 dots at the upper right-hand corner.
Can't
Hit
do
the
all
like.
nothing.
Thank you.
Court of Appeals might not like that if they have to review it.
Even if I waived it.
Yeah, because the state, we wouldn't do so. I mean, if y'all agree,
Y'all, is Cassandra still in the chat talking to herself? I told y'all she was gonna get triggered. That tranny or whatever it is, living in that third world country. I don't know why they think we know how to ignore ignorant motherfuckers over here. You came over here being ignorant, and we know people that seek attention like to get ignored. So that's why you still typing and ain't nobody said nothing to you. Continue though. That'll be my last time addressing you. Continue though, Cassandra.
Page 5.
But why don't you live in Nigeria? Why you bring your black ass over here? Maybe it's because they ain't got running water, the water red and shit. Cell phone service terrible. It's a shithole country, maybe.
That was actually the definition of first degree murder.
All right then. Continue to be triggered. We out.
So I'm paragraph.
See, you didn't know when you came with this motherfucker. I'm a platinum level troll, but I troll you when I want to. Now type 17 more times, but I'm not gonna address you no more.
I did.
Have a great day. Shithole country liver.
I added the experts. I took out defendant testifying. So let's go back to, I guess for it to be complete. On page 4, where I list the charges. Of course, I'm gonna add solicitation and accessory after the fact there. And when it comes to count 2, I've added solicitation to first degree murder, second degree murder, aggravated assault. Do I need to plead on the assault? Just out of an abundance of caution, or y'all good if I don't? It just kind of feels like overkill for me to get that done. Okay, so the parties agree, I will leave it off of assault. Assault is the last offense there. Okay. Anything else?
Yes, Your Honor. We skipped my mind about a mere presence instruction.
Who?
Mere presence instruction
As to the conspiracy,
as to the conspiracy.
it's in a definition somewhere. Where did I read it?
Thank you.
Hold on, let me. It's part of a definition. I think it's probably in the conspiracy definition.
Okay, if it's there, that's fine.
Hold on, let
Page 18. Page 18, there it is.
Page 18. In what? Because now I've added a bunch of stuff. So what is it a part of?
So it's under the criminal responsibility for conduct of another section, right above accomplice.
Okay. Yeah, last paragraph of the second to the last paragraph. However, mere presence during the commission of offense is not sufficient to support a conviction. All right.
Thank you for the 50 likes. As promised, I ain't gonna say nothing about it no more, but that doesn't mean my minds won't. And Marcus came in and said, Cassandra, ho, you'll be walking the motherfucker with the L. He came in with that pippin'. That's what I'm talking about. We're not gonna let you slide. What up, Marcus?
For just a heart.
Just a hard no. All right.
And then between closings, we'll need a second to switch those.
That's fine.
A little.
That's fine. Do I need to put a time limit on closing arguments? Probably don't. But I just need everybody.
Man, they finna convict this nigga today. They said this trial was gonna take to the end of the week. It's Wednesday. And they already finna do closing arguments. And she asking, do she need, they trying to finish this shit today. This nigga gonna be guilty by 5 p.m.
That's what I was keeping back to you.
Right. I think I know of ways to get your attention, and I don't want to have to do it.
I don't want to go long.
And I'm gonna give you the opportunity to present your case. I'm not getting ready to step on that. Just, when I start hearing the same things over and over again, I get restless, and that's just.
If I'm doing that, then I really screwed it up.
Right.
Okay. Well, good. So, let's stand in recess till 1:30.
What's in recess to 1:30?
All right, thank you.
Well, all right, since they're standing in recess until 1:30 and it is 12:20, I'm gonna play about 30 to 40 minutes of Dolph music, and then I'll be back at 1:30 to do part 2. How's that sound, guys? How's that sound? Hold on. Why are they moving? But yeah, I got y'all. Let's see here. Hood. I'll be back at 1:30 when they start back up with closing arguments and jury instruction. Till the next episode, we out. Never been a hoe, I stay on go, so what the business? Nigga talking reckless, shoot his bitch ass with the quickness. Now he bleeding, sorry, begging, asking for forgiveness. Bow, 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 Limp Biscuit. All my niggas wildin', they done labeled us a misfit. Wake up every morning, 2 or 3, 5 in the thick bitch. Oh shit, didn't nobody come to see you old, it's some focus. Shoot 100 shots, no reloaded. Master of the game, you would think I'm into coded. Memphis niggas spit this pippin', mackin' like I'm golden. Ho, with my money, you gon' turn me to the old me. Say hi, first class flight, I'm in the nosebleed. Hoppin', cookin', whippin', shippin', till you count the proceeds. OG, I've been moving back niggas since 03. Low key, niggas hatin', but they don't want no beef. State gang, true sippers, bitch, I bet we gon' eat. Get jammed, get a lawyer, make it bunny, don't speak. Pour up, oh, I need some more. A nigga had a long week. Shout out to my plug, he showed me love, he out in Long Beach. I'm too geek. Walking by myself, but left with 2 freaks. Ooh, we nothing in they mouth and on they booty. Austin Power swag, yeah, baby, this is groovy. You can call me money boy, or you can call me nudie. Hood niggas, churches, chicken, let me get a 2-piece. Top down, 2-seater, let me feel the 2 breathe. Gotta hold it steady, chopper, kick it back like Bruce Lee. Lately I've been in the zone, I guess I'm in my 2-3. Don't call my phone for nothing less than a QP. Feeling like the Migos, cause my bitch is bad and bougie. All my haters love me, all these bitches is some groupies. Came a long way, I like to introduce the new me. Standing on business like I'm king or like I'm Drewski. Call me Ron Island cause I like my love for shoes. Yeah, when we link it's a movie, she bustin' like a Uzi. I love the way she do me, I beat it up like Uzi. She dancing just like Suki. Call me Ron Island cause I love my love for choosy. When we link it's a movie, she bustin' like a Uzi. I love the way she do me, I beat it up like Uzi. She dancing just like Suki. I never been a hoe, I stay on go, so what the business? Nigga talking reckless, shoot his bitch ass with the quickness. Name pleading, sorry, begging, asking for forgiveness. Bow, 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 Limp Biscuit. Never been a hoe, I stay on go, so what the business? Nigga talking reckless, shoot his bitch ass with the quickness. Name pleading, sorry, begging, asking for forgiveness. Bow, 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 Limp Biscuit.